You're a gentleman over the age of 60 and you find yourself waking up feeling less energetic, a little weaker, and perhaps not quite as robust as you used to be, then please listen closely, because the truth is, it may not be your age that's to blame. It could be something you're missing in those crucial first 15 minutes after you open your eyes. I'm Dr. Harold Grant. For more than 3 decades, I've dedicated my career to helping men rediscover their strength, their confidence, and their intimate connections without relying on prescriptions, and without any feelings of embarrassment. And today, I want to share with you a remarkably simple, often overlooked adjustment that can make a significant difference in your circulation, right from the start of each day. It's not about strenuous exercise. It's not a costly supplement. It's simply a spoonful of the right thing. You see, many men are encouraged to think about what they can do in the evening to improve their well-being. But what if the secret to a more vigorous morning, to truly revitalized blood flow, actually begins the moment you wake up? Over the next few minutes, I'll explain how incorporating just one small spoonful of the right food at the right time can encourage your body to naturally and consistently direct blood exactly where it needs to go. We'll explore why mornings are more important than you might realize, the science that supports this simple spoonful, the specific foods that can help, and the inspiring story of a gentleman who regained what he thought he'd lost. So, please stay tuned. Your best mornings could be just around the corner. Before we delve in, if you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. And be sure to tap the notification bell so you never miss another tip designed to help you feel stronger, more assured, and more in control each morning. And if this message resonates with you, please type 1 in the comments below. If not, type 0 and let me know what topics you'd like me to cover instead. I'm here to help. Let's begin with something that many men rarely hear from their doctor, but it has the potential to transform how you feel every single day. Because the truth is, what happens in that first hour after you wake up speaks volumes about your circulation, your testosterone levels, and your overall vitality. And if that first hour feels lackluster, quiet, or disconnected, it's not just in your imagination, it's reflected in your blood flow. Let me explain why this is so important. First, let's talk about why mornings matter more than you might think. Many men don't realize that your body provides you with a daily assessment of your health each morning. You simply need to know where to look. For years, I've sat with men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond who have told me, Dr. Grant, I don't wake up feeling the way I used to. They weren't just talking about intimacy. They were talking about their sense of presence, their inner strength, that quiet feeling of being in command of their own body. And the truth is, those first few moments after you open your eyes reveal a great deal. You see, your body is designed to heal and rejuvenate while you sleep. And when that process is functioning optimally, you should wake up feeling vibrant, rested, strong, and yes, with healthy circulation where it matters most. But when the body lacks what it needs, that morning vitality diminishes, blood vessels don't fully open, hormone levels remain low, energy feels sluggish, and many men attribute it to aging, when in reality, it's often a sign that their system is missing a vital cue. I'm going to share something with you that I've only shared with my closest patients. If you want to truly understand the state of your circulation, pay close attention to your mornings. They don't lie. That quiet moment in the mirror when you ask yourself, is this simply how things are going to be from now on? That's where change can begin. And that change can start with a signal that your body is longing for. A single, small action that can jumpstart your circulation within minutes of waking. The question is, what exactly is that signal? And how can one spoonful make such a profound difference? Let's take a closer look. Second, let's explore the science behind the 1-spoon morning signal. Let me offer you a peek behind the scenes to understand what your body is striving to achieve each morning, even if you don't feel it. As a physician, I've conducted the tests, I've reviewed the lab results, and I can assure you of this. Even after 60, your body is still working to protect you, still trying to circulate blood to your muscles, your brain, and yes, to your manhood. But the engine is lacking something. It's missing that initial spark. You see, when you wake up, your blood vessels are in a state of transition. Your heart rate is increasing, your brain is becoming more active, and your hormones are beginning to adjust. But there's one molecule that holds the key to fully and freely opening your blood flow. It's called nitric oxide. Think of it as your body's natural signal to open up. It tells your blood vessels, it's time to expand. Let's get moving. Here's the challenge. As we get older, we produce less of it. Significantly less. By the time you reach your 60s, your nitric oxide levels may be less than half of what they were in your 30s. This is a major reason why so many older men feel sluggish, numb, and disconnected in the morning. But here's where the breakthrough comes in. Certain foods, simple, natural foods, can stimulate your body to produce nitric oxide again. And when you provide your body with just one spoonful of the right fuel within minutes of waking, you can flip that internal switch back on. So, what exactly are these foods? And why does one of them in particular work better than most supplements I've ever prescribed? You're about to find out. Third, let's discuss the 1-spoon morning hack. Now, let's talk about that 1 spoonful. The one thing I've seen transform tired, frustrating mornings into confident, energized ones. And no, it's not a new supplement or some trendy powder you need to order online. It's something you might already have in your kitchen, quietly waiting to be used in the right way. Over the years, I've tested numerous foods for their ability to naturally improve circulation. I wanted to find something simple, affordable, and effective. Something a man could take without experiencing side effects, without any apprehension, and without needing to explain it to anyone. And I found it. It turns out that a spoonful of certain natural ingredients, such as beetroot powder, pomegranate concentrate, or even extra virgin olive oil with a splash of lemon, can do more for your circulation than many of the prescription medications I've prescribed over the years. Each of these contains specific compounds that encourage your blood vessels to relax and open. They signal your body to wake up, not just mentally, but physically, right down to your core. One gentleman I worked with, Leonard, who was 67, had almost given up on his mornings. He told me, "Dr. Grant, it's like nothing's left. I'm here, but not really here." I started him on 1 tablespoon of pomegranate concentrate right after he woke up. Within a week, his demeanor had changed. His gait had changed. He felt like someone had turned the lights back on. But here's the key. It's not just what you take, it's when you take it. And the timing of that spoonful can make all the difference. Coming up next, I'll share how one patient used that timing to revitalize his mornings and how you can do the same. Fourth, let's talk about Harold's story, from cold mornings to confident starts. Harold was one of those men who reminded me a lot of my own father. A strong handshake, thoughtful eyes, the kind of man who never complained, until one day, he finally did. He sat across from me and said, "Dr. Grant, I wake up every day and feel empty. Nothing down there, and nothing inside either." He wasn't asking for a miracle. He simply wanted to feel like himself again. We discussed his morning routine. Coffee, toast, maybe some television. Nothing out of the ordinary. But he was missing something. He wasn't giving his body the cue it needed to switch back on. So, I gave him one simple instruction, just one. I told him, "Tomorrow, the moment you wake up, I want you to take 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder in warm water. Don't wait. Don't skip it. Just do it." He raised an eyebrow and said, "That's it?" I nodded. "That's it. Let's give your blood a reason to move again." A week later, Harold returned, and the man sitting in front of me was not the same. His eyes were brighter. His voice had more strength to it. He said, "Dr. Grant, I've got a little fire again. Not just physically, but mentally, too." His wife had noticed. His posture had changed. He was waking up with energy, with purpose, and with sensations he thought were long gone. Harold's story isn't unique. It's simply untold. And the reason it worked so well for him wasn't just about the food itself. It was about how that food works within the body. Up next, I'll explain what's actually happening in your blood vessels and hormones when you start your day this way and why it could be the missing link you've been searching for. Fifth, let's discuss why this works, a physiological explanation for men 60+. You might be wondering, how can something as small as a spoonful of food in the morning create such a noticeable change? Believe me, I understand the skepticism. I've treated thousands of men who thought the same thing until they experienced the difference for themselves. The truth is, your body is designed to respond to the right input. Even after 60, your system still wants to repair, still wants to circulate blood, still wants to perform, but it needs a clear signal, and it needs the raw materials to do the job. When you take that morning spoonful of the right food, several things happen almost immediately. First, your blood vessels begin to open. This is thanks to nitric oxide, which receives a significant boost from natural compounds in foods like beetroot or pomegranate. This expansion increases blood flow not just to your muscles and brain but to your most vital region as a man. At the same time, your insulin levels remain stable, your nervous system calms down, and your testosterone pathways begin to reawaken. It's as if your body finally hears the message, "Hey, it's time to come alive again." And it's not just physical. Men tell me they feel more grounded, more focused, as if a fog is lifting. One patient described it as clarity with muscle, and I couldn't have said it better myself. But like any system, timing is crucial. The earlier you send the signal, the stronger the response. That's why the first hour after waking is so powerful. Now, if you're wondering how to actually do this the right way, step by step, let me guide you through it. Because one small mistake in timing could diminish the entire effect. Sixth, let's talk about timing, how to do it right. I've had men tell me, "Dr. Grant, I tried beetroot once. Didn't feel a thing." And my first question is always the same: when did you take it? Because when it comes to circulation, timing is everything. You can have the right food, the right intention, even the right mindset, but if you miss the moment, your body can't respond the way it's built to. That's why I always advise my patients to treat their first hour of the day as sacred time. Not just to rush to the coffee maker or mindlessly scrolling on your phone, but a window of opportunity when your hormones are shifting, your heart rate is increasing, and your nervous system is setting the tone for your entire day. So, here's what I recommend. The moment you wake up, drink a glass of water. Then, within the next 15 minutes, take your 1 spoonful. This could be a tablespoon of beetroot powder stirred into warm water, a spoonful of pomegranate concentrate, or a drizzle of olive oil with a bit of lemon. Choose what works for your body, but keep it consistent. Follow it with a few deep breaths, perhaps a 5-minute walk outside if you're able, and allow your system to come fully online, gently but intentionally. This small routine doesn't take more than 10 minutes, but I've seen it change lives. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself each morning in a way that your body recognizes and appreciates. And here's the beautiful part. When you do this consistently, your body doesn't just respond quickly, it builds momentum. Which brings me to the next question that most men ask me: how quickly will I notice a real change? The answer might surprise you. 7th, let's talk about what to expect, a 3-stage results timeline. One of the most common questions I receive after a man starts this morning habit is, Dr. Grant, how long before I feel something real? And I always smile, because the answer usually brings hope even before they finish the first week. You see, when you consistently give your body what it's been missing at the right time, it doesn't take long to respond. In the first 7 days, the most noticeable change is in your energy levels. Not wild energy, but clean, steady energy. You may wake up feeling more refreshed, more alert, and perhaps even with fewer trips to the bathroom during the night. Some men report their first hint of morning fullness returning, something they hadn't felt in years. By day 14, deeper shifts often begin. Blood flow improves. Sensations feel firmer, more natural. That dull numbness that has crept in over the years begins to lift. You might feel more emotionally connected, not just to your partner, but to yourself. One man told me, Dr. Grant, I don't feel like I'm fading anymore. I feel like I'm re-entering the room. And by 30 days, that's when things really come into focus. Morning strength becomes more consistent. Mood improves. Physical presence sharpens. You may even find that you stand taller, not just physically, but in spirit. But here's the catch. This kind of transformation doesn't just come from one food or one spoonful. It happens because your body finally receives the message it's been waiting for. And yet, many men unknowingly sabotage this process before it even begins because of one small mistake they make just before bed. Let me show you what that is. 8th, let's talk about final motivation, why this matters more than you think. I want to speak to you not just as a doctor, but as someone who has sat with men who felt as though they were slowly slipping away, not from life itself, but from their own sense of self. I've seen it in their eyes, that quiet frustration, that feeling of, is this all there is now? Is this what getting older means? And I've told every single one of them what I'm about to tell you. You are not broken. You're not beyond hope. Your body is still listening. It's simply been waiting for the right message. This 1 spoonful in the morning isn't just about blood flow. It's about reclaiming a part of yourself that you may have thought was gone for good. It's about showing up for your day not as a shadow of who you once were, but as a man still full of purpose, connection, and strength. I've seen men in their 70s and 80s awaken both literally and emotionally after giving their bodies this one small act of support. And the truth is, it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about consistently doing one thing differently. I believe you found this message for a reason. And perhaps today is the day you stop waiting for change and start creating it. But before we conclude, I want to leave you with one final thought. Because even though this morning ritual is powerful, there's something else, something that most men skip at night, that can quietly sabotage all the progress you're trying to make. And once you understand this final piece, everything starts working in your favor. Let me show you. 9th, let's conclude, you're not broken. You're rebuildable. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for watching, but for caring enough about yourself to keep going. That tells me something important. You haven't given up. And I want you to know this. No matter what your mornings have felt like lately, no matter how long it's been since you felt strong, connected, or fully alive, there is still more in you. You are not broken. You are rebuildable. We discussed how your morning sets the tone for everything, how 1 spoonful of the right food taken at the right time can help restore blood flow, awaken your hormones, and reconnect you with the man you remember being. You learned the science, the timing, the stories of real men like Harold and Leonard. And I hope you saw yourself in those stories, not in their struggles, but in their comebacks. This isn't about perfection. It's about small, steady changes that add up to something powerful. And it begins with a single decision to treat your body like it still matters. Because it does. You don't need to do everything at once. Just start with that one spoonful tomorrow morning. Let your body feel what it's like to be supported again. Because the truth is, your best years aren't behind you, not if you're willing to meet your body where it is today and help it move forward one morning at a time. If this message resonated with you, even in a small way, please don't keep it to yourself. Click the like button so more men can find this information. Share it with a brother, a friend, or someone quietly going through the same struggle. Leave a comment below and tell me what you're trying or what's worked for you. I read every single one. And if you'd like to support this channel and help me reach more men who need it, please consider making a small donation. Every gesture makes a difference.